Thank you everyone for being here tonight. My name is Alex Rivera. I'm with the City of Trenton, partially staffing the Any Given Child Initiative. Very excited about this. Arts education is extremely important to the future of our children. The district and everyone in the city is very much committed to it. So welcome us. I'd like to introduce Interim Superintendent Lucy Feria.
Musicians. These are our very own supervisor of music and art, and all of our teachers, and you had a chance to listen to them. So I just always have to say thank you. So again, my name is Lucy Feria. I am the interim superintendent of Trenton Public Schools. Very proud to do so, to be doing this work. Bienvenidos, soy la señora Lucy Feria, la superintendente internada durante este año, y quiero darle la bienvenida. I'm going to try to do both languages because they just asked me if I would. It's a challenge to go back and forth, but it's also a blessing. Es una cosa muy buena poder pensar y hablar en dos idiomas. So Any Given Child, I was asked to just give you a little overview of what is Any Given Child. The Kennedy Center, this past summer, awarded this program to the Trenton Public Schools, the Trenton City, because it's actually a city initiative. And so in October, in Octubre, we had a press release and we kicked off the Any Given Child program. So what is the Any Given Child program? The Kennedy Center's vision or goal, big level, is that every child in our schools, K to 8, will have access to quality arts program during the school day. Not after school, that would be wonderful, that would be and after school. But the vision is that our students, nuestros estudiantes, van a tener acceso a programas de música y arte y baile durante el día. So we started to meet, and we had 5 meetings. At the meetings, we had a community arts team. The community arts team is made up of teachers, principals, community agencies, universities, City of Trenton, the mayor's office and his representatives. So it's a cross-section of different types of people. And we have been meeting, we've met 5 times, and we started out by just thinking about where are we. So we did a whole, and I might be doing too much of an introduction, because I'm getting excited. On Tuesday night, we were able to go on the radio and start talking about the vision. And I keep saying in Trenton, we're the 19th site in the country, but in Trenton, the Trenton Any Given Child is going to be the best in the nation. Is a part of that, because we started planning. We have a draft plan, a draft strategic plan, which is the first part of it, but then we need you to give us some input, and we're going to continue to get input until we finalize the strategic plan. So tonight, thank you for coming. Esta noche, gracias por venir. Se me olvidó que estoy traduciendo en los 2 idiomas. Vamos a presentarle un poco sobre el programa, y nosotros queremos que ustedes aprendan el programa, se eduquen, y que también nos den sus ideas para que cuando tengan el programa o el plan final sea algo que muchas personas ayudaron con el, ¿cómo se dice? Put together. I lost it. Anyway, throughout the night, I think you're going to have some better translators than I. But again, thank you for coming out tonight. I'm looking forward to continuing conversations from the community, from parents. The best part is I see the children here and the parents are here, and you're going to learn about what your children will be exposed to as we go through this process. At this time, I believe I'm going to introduce to you Francis Blanco, is that right? Who is going to give you some remarks from our mayor. That one thing, you know, nothing ever gets planned without a whole lot of people behind the scenes doing a lot of work. And nothing ever becomes a reality. Nada se hace una realidad without a lot of people helping and supporting. So tonight I also want to recognize our board president, Jason Red, who is here. Jason, his support to this community, to this work, to the district is beyond, you know, words. And I also want to recognize another board member, Lucy Vandenberg, who's back there, who's also an amazing support to the work that we are planning and working on in the Trenton Public Schools. It's a work in progress, and when you see the students and the teachers perform, you see that it's actually becoming a reality. Thank you so much.
Good evening, thank you, Luis. Buenas noches y gracias a la superintendente Feria. Again, Francis Blanco, Chief of Staff, Jefa de Gabinete del Alcalde Eric E. Jackson, and on his behalf, I want to, once again welcome you to the public launch of any Kennedy Center's initiative, any child ensuring the arts for any given child. De nuevo, en nombre de nuestro alcalde, quiero dar la bienvenida a lo que es el enlace público de esta iniciativa del Kennedy Center, el cual es asegurar las artes para cada niño. Okay. En septiembre nuestro alcalde anunció que nuestro distrito ha sido elegido para esta oportunidad. Mayor Jackson, back in September 2015, Mayor Jackson announced that the district had been selected for this initiative. And why it's so important, yes, it's great to be recognized, but I think more so than that is that it ensures for us equity and access to arts education from kindergarten to the 8th grade all throughout. Y como estaba diciendo, en septiembre el alcalde anunció esto. Y claro, siempre es bueno ser reconocido, ser el recipiente de algún beneficio. Pero lo que entendemos, queremos que entiendan es que esto es el poder asegurar equidad, balance, igualdad para todos nuestros estudiantes, desde kindergarten hasta el 8º curso. Okay, es más que un sentirse bueno, es más que un reconocimiento, es una inversión en nuestro futuro. I just added to my comments that it's more than a feel good, it's more than a let's do something pretty. It really is about an investment in the children. An investment in developing their minds, which is why it makes it so important. So why? Yes, again, we've come together since September, members of the arts, of education, of business, of philanthropy, the nonprofit community, in addition to the Kennedy Center staff, who've really come together. And that in and of itself is great. De nuevo de septiembre, muchos sectores se han unido, desde los padres, los educadores, los artistas, la agencia sin fines de lucro, así también como el equipo de trabajo del Kennedy Center. Pero como estaba diciendo ahorita, as I was saying before, ¿por qué? Bonito y todo, pero ¿de qué nos sirve? It's nice to know about what's its useful purpose, really. The useful purpose is, again, it's an investment in our children, es una inversión en nuestros niños. Con las artes, ya sea música, ya sea las artes digitales, ya sea las artes visuales, through the arts, whether that be dance, digital, musical arts, visual arts, whatever the case may be, the mind expands. La mente se ensancha. Nos expresamos, buscamos apoyo, no desahogamos. Through the arts, the mind expands. We release, we imagine, we create, we express. Sometimes when we can't do nothing else, muchas veces cuando no podemos hacer nada. A veces las artes es la única voz que nuestros hijos y nosotros tenemos. Sometimes the art is the only voice that our children have. Did you know that your child, that plays art, that plays music, could be a whiz and math? ¿Saben ustedes que aquel niño, okay, que puede jugar ajedrez, okay, o hacer música, puede hacer eso porque entiende los conceptos de matemática? So, cuando le diga que no puede hacer la tarea, dígale que sí, dígale que cante, dígale que juegue ajedrez. So when your child tells you can't do the homework because he or she does not know math, tell her to remember what it is to play that violin. Tell him or her to remember what it is to play that chess game. Because we have it. So that is why it's important. That is why it is critical. It's wonderful to create beautiful things. But more important is how do we utilize beautiful things to move us forward. Es fenomenal crear cosas bellas, pero más importante es cómo utilizamos esas cosas bellas para asegurar nuestro futuro, el futuro de nuestros niños. Así que this is an incredible opportunity for our future, but to showcase what we have in Trenton today. We have a rich artistic, talent. Es una oportunidad tremenda para no solamente asegurar nuestro futuro, pero también para demostrar, para exhibir el talento artístico que tenemos en nuestra ciudad hoy día. Es una oportunidad para llegar a las cosas de una manera holística, de una manera a través de todo, y de unir educación. It's a holistic way of bringing everything together in an approach. Anybody that knows me, knows I love to dance, but I can't do any art or anything else, but I buy every piece of art. I don't know how to fix a car, I will ride around in a hoopty, but I'll buy a piece of art, even though I can't. Aquellos que me conocen saben que las artes es fenomenal de nuevo porque pienso en expresión. Ando con un carrito viejo por ahí, pero voy y compro un pedazo de arte. Go figure, ¿verdad? That's my little thing. Again, because it heals. Si has sido víctima de violencia, a veces la única forma de expresarte es a través de la pintura. An example, if you've been a victim of violence, sometimes your only expression is that brush when no one can. Again, we are very proud. On behalf of our mayor, he would be here, he's out down, but on behalf of our mayor, we are extremely proud. Okay, we are extremely invested in this opportunity. Estamos sumamente orgullosas y invertimos en esta oportunidad. No solamente por el reconocimiento, not just for the recognition, but more so for the investment, sino por la inversión en nuestro futuro. Thank you for your participation. Thank you, Kennedy Center, for your recognition. Thank you to all the educators, administrators, you, the parents, but most importantly, thank you to the children.
With that, I'd like to introduce the first student performance of our night. On behalf of Humberto Diaz, the Supervisor of Visual and Performing Arts for the Trenton Board of Education, we will have the Joyce Kilmer Middle School Glee Club performing. So give it up for them. purpose of our event tonight is to get significant community input on a strategic plan to have art for any given child in the Trent Public School District. To introduce the process for doing that, I'd like to bring up David Kilpatrick with the John F. Kennedy Center.
Well, hello everybody. Hello. So yeah, my name is David Kilpatrick. I am not great like Lucy and Francis at simultaneously speaking Spanish as well. I'm very impressed. So this is Sandra who's going to help me out. Okay. And I've come up from the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. I've been honored to work with the Trent community over these past few months. I think our first meeting was in October.
Buenas tardes. Primeramente me quiero introducir. Mi nombre es Sandra Iturbide, soy la supervisora de los programas bilingüe y del programa de inglés como segundo idioma. First of all, good evening. I just would like to introduce myself first. My name is Sandra Iturbide. I am the supervisor for ESL bilingual programs, and it is my pleasure to translate for Mr. Kilpatrick. Él viene de parte del Centro de Kennedy de las Artes y él está muy entusiasmado. Es su honor y su placer de estar aquí para explicarles a ustedes el proceso de la planificación de este programa.
So, what I wanted to try and do is to give all of you just a scope on the size of this program and how it's happening right now in Trenton and where you guys come in. And I'm going to I have a whole bunch of slides, but I'm going to probably make this briefer than I had planned on the train ride up today. But the Kennedy Center is in Washington, D.C. We have 9 stages. It's the nation's performing arts center. And I think what's most important or cool is it's a living memorial to John F. Kennedy. So it is just like the Lincoln Memorial or the Washington Monument, except that there's theater and arts and dance and opera and jazz and music and hip-hop and all sorts of things that happen in the space.
Muy bien, yo haré lo mejor por traducir. El señor Kilpatrick le está diciendo que el Centro Kennedy realmente es en memoria del presidente John F. Kennedy y quiere darles a ustedes una breve visión del programa, de lo que está pasando y lo que está pasando actualmente en Trenton. Hay muchos escenarios grandes con parte de este programa, pero él nos va a explicar precisamente el proceso por el cual estamos atravesando.
So at the Kennedy Center, we have a pretty robust education department. And the Kennedy Center works as a convener and a collaborator and a networker and a catalyst for change with the arts, right? And so we do that in a lot of local and national initiatives, and this Ensuring the Arts for Any Given Child is one of those national initiatives. And so we sort of might have peeked at this earlier, but this is a map of the 20 different cities where this Any Given Child program has happened. And those 4 sites in blue are new this year, including Trenton. And this is another way of listing these cities. You'll see it's not a one-size-fits-all program. We have urban cities like Baltimore, Maryland, or Jacksonville, Florida. We have rural cities like Juneau, Alaska, or Harrisonburg, Virginia. We have small districts like Warren, Ohio, where there's only 4 elementary and middle schools. And then we have big cities like Las Vegas, Nevada, that serves 230,000 kids, K-8, right? So this is a program that reaches across large and small, rural and urban. And Trenton is our furthest northeastern city, and it's been a joy to be here so far this year.
Pues bien, primeramente nos enseñó el mapa de todas las regiones que apoya el Centro de Kennedy. Las que están en azul son las nuevas. Entonces luego nos enseña todas las ciudades, los estados donde tienen los programas. Tienen programas grandes y también pequeños, lugares muy extensos, grandes y también pequeños. Y Trenton ha sido una de las iniciativas que recientemente ha adoptado el Centro Kennedy.
And so the way it came to Trenton, well, first of all, so out of these 20 communities, this is a great number. 914,000 students have been impacted by this program since it started in 2009. That's almost
curso. Son un total de 914,372 niños.
And so when it came to Trenton, it was an application process. And so really the genesis of this was a woman named Georgie Moss, who is on a board at the Kennedy Center and lives in Princeton, meeting with the Trenton Public Education Foundation and the MacArthur Theater. And really, like, the Trenton Public Education Foundation is sort of the backbone organization for helping Trenton apply and get accepted into this program. The goals of the program are really what we've been talking about all night: access and equity in arts education, pre-K to grade 8 during the school day, right? And we have all these different ways in which we go about this goal, which I'm not going to go into great detail on.
La iniciativa fue creada por la señora Georgie Moss, que también está relacionada con la Fundación de Educación de Trenton. A través de ella fue que se inició la iniciativa. Las metas que se propone este programa es realmente lo que hemos estado diciendo toda la noche: proveer acceso e igualdad en la educación de las artes para todos los estudiantes, aquellos de preescolar hasta el 8º curso. No vamos a entrar en detalle en todas las metas, pero tenemos metas a largo plazo, infraestructura, sistemas de apoyo, recursos y también proveer los fondos necesarios para los programas.
And so the community arts team is sort of a group of 30 to 35 individuals in the Trenton community who have been meeting with me and Deb Broska, another facilitator, monthly, basically, to take us through phase 1 of this program. And the community arts team, in order to apply, you had to create this cross-section of your community that's represented on this team. And really, the 3 pillars of that are the mayor's office, who we've heard from this evening, the superintendent of the school district, who we've heard from this evening, and our arts organizations, who we will hear from throughout the night.
El equipo de la comunidad de las artes realmente se está reuniendo básicamente mensualmente. Los 3 pilares principales que apoyan a este sistema es, claro, la superintendente de la escuela del distrito, que ha estado aquí esta noche, representantes de la oficina del alcalde, con la señora Francis Blanco está aquí, también representación de todas las organizaciones artísticas del área.
And this is your Trenton Community Arts team, probably maybe our second meeting. And I would just love, now's a good time actually, anybody who's on the Community Arts team, could you just wave your hands for a second? Because we're great representatives of the city, and we're here to help facilitate some of what we're trying to do this evening.
Esta es una foto que le muestra a ustedes todos los individuos, algunas 30-35 personas que componen el equipo de Comunidad de las Artes, y son todas aquellas personas que levantaron la mano y nos saludaron.
I like this picture because the light always reflects off the top of my head, Mr. So when I say a cross-section of the community, it's a collective, there's a term called collective impact. Any type of societal change, in order for it to really happen, right? It's one thing to get into a room and to try and talk it through and make things happen, but it's another thing entirely to get high-ranking folks from across the community together on one initiative and really help pushing it through. So we have local government, there's folks from Rider University and higher education that are on this community arts team. We have arts organizations, there's people from the business community. It is a team that is moving forward with one goal and I think can get things done. As Lucy said before, I've been to a few other sites throughout the history of this program. Trenton is moving incredibly fast and passionately, and you guys are rocking it. That's it. Yeah, that's right.
Como dijo el señor acá, está compuesto realmente por representantes, figuras notorias en todos los campos filantrópicos, el centro, claro, la comunidad de negocios, las artes, el gobierno local, la comunidad educativa, el distrito escolar y también los medios de comunicación. Y realmente él opina que el distrito de Trento se está moviendo rápidamente con mucha pasión. Y claro, decimos aquí, ¿verdad? Porque somos Trento. Un aplauso para eso, ¿verdad?
So far this year is phase 1 of the program, which is strategic planning. And what we did was we created a vision statement for the Any Given Child Trenton. We collected data. We looked at what the gaps are. We found out which schools have more, which schools might have less, and how we could best implement a plan to make equitable access to arts for all pre-K to grade 8 students. And so what we're hoping to do this evening, and what we will do, is work with you. It's sort of like a listening tour where we'll share 5 main buckets of work that we have done with you to get feedback from you and involve you in this process, because what we're about to do is move into phase 2, which is implementation, which is actually hitting the ground running next year with a few changes that move the needle a little bit, move us in the right direction. There are programs in cities that have been in this initiative for 5 years or more, and they want to stay. And so once you're part of the Kennedy Center family, you remain. And so we look forward to working with Trenton for 5 years and beyond.
Ahora es que el primer año fue la etapa de planificación estratégica para el programa. Estamos ahora moviéndonos hacia la fase de implementación de 2 a 4 años, y luego en esta fase de implementación es donde nosotros analizamos críticamente lo que existe en las diferentes escuelas, cuáles escuelas tienen más o tienen menos, para hacer algunos ajustes, algunos cambios, y luego, claro, sostener el programa. Una vez que un distrito es parte de la familia del Centro Kennedy, permanece en el centro, y él está ansioso por ver nuestra colaboración por años por venir.
So this is just some of the work that we did this year in terms of data collection. I will single out that Trenton is the first city in all 20 of the cities to collect data from every elementary and middle school of a city this size. And these are a few pictures taken from our community arts team meetings that show this group of 30 to 35 actively working together and collaborating, and taking the data that was collected, analyzing it, breaking into small groups, and moving forward with a plan.
Pues bien, él nos quiere decir que esto son los datos que hemos obtenido del programa: encuestas sobre artes y el salón de clase, también encuestas de los principales, encuestas de organizaciones y artistas. Y él quiere decirnos a todos que el distrito de Trenton es el primer distrito de las 20 comunidades que ha obtenido datos realmente de todas las escuelas, elemental, la intermedia también, y la secundaria. Y estas son fotos que le enseñan a ustedes el grupo del equipo de comunidad de artes, que se han reunido repetidas veces y también han usado los datos que hemos obtenido, colectados de las diferentes escuelas, para analizarnos. Se han reunido para analizar esos datos y establecer ese plan estratégico.
The last thing I want to share is sort of what happens after this program comes into a community. These are some of the more general outcomes. It's increased student access to the arts, a foundation of robust data, which is incredibly helpful in terms of fundraising and gaining other resources, a shared community vision, right? A commitment to act and to transform your community and embrace the arts for students, the collective impact that I mentioned, increased capacity, improved ability to leverage support, and being part of this growing national network. And we'll go back to that slide in a second, but this is just 3 examples from cities we've been to before. In Fresno, California, the school district allocated an additional $2 million for arts education 3 years after the initiative started. In Portland, Oregon, the equivalent of 23 and a half full-time arts education positions have been added since Educate the Child started there. And in Sacramento, California, one of our first sites, in 2009, when we first started, only 17% of students were participating in any arts experience, and today it's 100%. So this is what Trenton has to look forward to.
Bien, aquí nos dan un listado de todos los resultados que pretendemos obtener, aumentar el acceso a todo estudiante. La Fundación utiliza una database realmente robusta de datos colectados, una visión comunitaria que es compartida y un compromiso para actuar. El impacto colectivo en la comunidad, aumentar la capacidad de nuestros recursos humanos, mejorar la habilidad del apoyo que se da, y también el distrito sería parte de una red que está creciendo, que es internacional. Solamente para darle unos pequeños ejemplos de números, por ejemplo, en Fresno, California, el distrito dispuso 2 billones adicionales para la educación de arte. En Oregon, en Portland, Oregon, el equivalente de 23.5 profesores a tiempo completo, posiciones que fueron añadidas a ese distrito. En Sacramento, California, en el año 2009, solamente 17% de los estudiantes estaban participando en experiencias de arte. Sin embargo, hoy en día, un 100% de los estudiantes participan en las artes.
So now comes the fun part for this evening, where we're going to actually sort of stay at our table groups, I think, but we'll do a little bit of what I call open facilitation to figure out exactly how we'll make this work. But this is where we need your input on the work that we've done so far to help us move forward. Before I give up the microphone, though, I do just want to thank again the Trenton Board of Education, Trenton Public Schools, the Community Arts Team, Trenton Public Education Foundation, the teachers who worked with their students to create all the visual art that you see on the walls from the elementary and middle schools, which is gorgeous, and also the Glee Club, and then the ensemble that we'll see later today. I mean, if we could just have a round of applause for the arts that's already happening this evening.
Pues bien, ahora viene la parte divertida de este programa, y es que en grupos vamos a trabajar con ustedes, porque ustedes son la portavoz. Ahora queremos oír lo que ustedes tienen que decir acerca del programa. Es muy importante recibir su retroalimentación, sus comentarios, sus esperanzas, ¿no?, con este programa. Él le dio las gracias a todas las personas que han participado en la fundación, en el equipo comunitario, a todos los profesores que han estado presentes, los administradores también, los padres, los jóvenes, a todos los grupos que han preparado todo el arte que ustedes ven aquí en la pared, también a los grupos que hicieron presentación y al grupo que va a hacer una presentación al final.
Five areas that we'd like to get input from you on. And so I would love, so basically the 5 areas are community and family, fundraising and resources, programming, partnerships, and arts integration. So we're going to ask, are we still going to do the goal breakdowns? I'm looking at, no, okay. So what we'll do is we're going to start where you're sitting, and each facilitator is going to rotate. I get to be timekeeper, so we're going to do about 10 minutes with each of these conversations. And we're going to stay sitting, but start with a representative from each group chatting with each table. Does that sort of make sense? And I think it would be great if maybe we identified one table that was the Spanish translation.
Ahora bien, tenemos 5 áreas que queremos discutir esta noche. Van a haber facilitadores en cada grupo que ellos se van a rotar. Y las 5 áreas son las siguientes. Primero, comunidad y familia. Segundo, recaudación de fondos y recursos. Tercero, programación. Cuarto, colaboraciones con otros participantes y quinto, interpretación de las artes. Lo que queremos es invitar, we would like to invite all the parents that are sitting here on the side to please find your way to a table now. Si hay cualquier persona que esté parada, por favor, únase a una mesa, a un grupo. If you need translation, I'm going to be right here in the center. A los que necesitan traducción en español, levanten la mano aquí en el centro de la mesa. Sí, ahí tenemos un estudiante. A ver, así mismo, levanta la mano alto. Ahí voy a estar yo. If you need Spanish translation, you might want to just move your chair over. ¿Ok? Si quieren traducción de español, por favor simplemente muevan la silla a estas dos mesas aquí del centro. Again, we would like to invite all the children and parents that are sitting on the side to join one of the tables. Gracias.
And so now I'm going to turn it over to our facilitators at each table. Do the questions. So these are the questions that will be discussed in each program area. So once you hear what the goal is and what our next steps are, what are you excited about? What questions do you have and what do you wonder about? What's missing and what would you like to add? And who can help? And we're going to have note takers at each of these tables, hopefully, but also we have post-it notes, sticky notes, so that you can also write down any of your thoughts and tag them on before the facilitator.
Quiero decirles aquí a la mesa de español, va a haber una persona facilitando la discusión. Miren las preguntas están en español que va. ¿Qué te entusiasma? ¿Qué preguntas tienes? ¿Sobre qué cosas piensas? ¿Qué le falta? ¿Qué te gustaría añadir? ¿Y quién puede ayudar? En cada mesa están estas notas. Usted puede escribir en español, yo puedo traducir. Cualquier cosa que usted piense o pregunte, por favor escríbalo en esas notitas que están en el centro de la mesa. Gracias.
Capital C Book Fair. Anybody looking for some books this weekend? You can come by. Want this? So, we wanted to look at, we talked about what kind of fundraising and resources we can use. If this is our goal, so I'll read this. Our goal is to raise significant and appropriate funds. We say appropriate funding, meaning that we can use.
Hola, soy Lucy Feria, la superintendente de las escuelas de Trenton. El arte y la música para mí es muy importante para nuestros niños porque hay mucha lectura que se dice que cuando los niños están aprendiendo música y arte y baile, la mente y el cerebro y el aprendizaje aumenta por la práctica de los artes.
Trenton is a city of immigrants, and in the past 10 years, we've had a new wave of immigration. A lot of new people coming into the city. Arts is a really great way for people to stay in touch with their culture, stay in touch with their roots, and just generally experience the same things that they would in the same country that they originated from. So how has the arts been important to you in keeping in touch with your culture?
Well, as you say, it's the art is you're able to retain, your history, where you come from, and you can use it to educate. So for example, using music, merengue, you know. But it's not just to dance the merengue and it's a happy music, but I was able to teach my daughter how merengue evolved. You know, how the being dominated by the Spaniards, you know, and how that mix came about, that it really comes from the Africans and from the Native Americans, the Taínos, when that was incorporated then into the Spaniard waltz. That's how the merengue comes.
I didn't even know that.
See, you see, now you know that. You know, I have been able to, you know, to use the art again because you retain, you share with the next generation who is here. Okay, so that there is a sense of where do you come from? Why are you different? And why is that a positive? But I think the art also gives them tremendous opportunity for new immigrants to show the rest of the world, you know, their new home, who they are, what are they about. A good meal. Okay?
That goes a long way.
Music goes a long way. Sometimes you can't talk the language, but a beautiful piece of art. You paint a smile, that's a million words that you will never be able to. You can communicate not only who you are, but it really is a tool of communication. You use it that way. And also, I think, you know, to strengthen our cities or, you know, our areas. I mean, the reality is, you know, we work hard, you know the saying, you work hard, you play hard. Okay? So if you worked hard, you want to go to see something that's beautiful. You want to enjoy. You know, you want to, you know, go to places where maybe you've never been, and you do that through the music. You do that through their dance. Okay? You do that through their pictures, photography. You know, that is how you're able to, again, you know, you expand that imagination. You expand that. You know, again, you know, you use it as a teaching tool, an educational tool. You know, the notes. So those are some of the ways. Buenas noches, Francis Blanco, jefa de gabinete del alcalde Jackson. Y estamos aquí esta noche porque tenemos la exposición pública de lo que estamos llamando una iniciativa, Any Given Child, es decir, cualquier niño. Y se basa en la educación, utilizando las artes para educación, para los niños de preescolares hasta el 8º curso. Representando al alcalde Eric Jackson, estoy aquí. Esta iniciativa se lanzó en septiembre del 2015 y hemos tenido varias reuniones y son muchos las diferentes áreas que se han reunido. Tenemos los educadores, los administradores, tenemos las agencias y los artistas, las agencias de comunitarias, también tenemos también a las agencias sin fines de lucro. Todo uniéndonos para mirar cómo es que utilizamos las artes en educación. Y las artes no solamente para hacer cosas bellas, sino las artes utilizando como una inversión en nuestros estudiantes. You know? De nuevo, ¿por qué hemos tenido un año haciendo estas reuniones? ¿Por qué estamos hoy aquí? Las artes creen cosas bellas, sí, eso es fenomenal. Es fenomenal ser reconocido a un nivel nacional por el Kennedy Center. Somos una de 19 municipalidades en esta nación. Todo eso es fenomenal, pero ¿por qué la importancia? ¿Por qué la oficina del alcalde, la oficina de los administradores? ¿Por qué los negociantes, las cámaras de comercio? De nuevo, los artistas y todo el mundo. Porque es una inversión en nuestros niños. Las artes ayudan a la educación. Las artes, se ha demostrado que las artes expanden la imaginación, la creatividad. A través de la música, a través de ajedrez aprendemos matemática. Y muchas veces las artes es la única voz que un niño tiene. Aún aquel niño que no puede quizás hablar o no puede escuchar, puede pintar, puede expresarse. Y de nuevo, es el fundamento para poder desarrollar la mente. Gracias.
Perfect.
I believe that the arts program, Any Given Child, what have you, is very important for cities like Trenton where our children have so many other options. You know, most of our children, like I'm a single parent, you know, and there's so many other influences for our children within this area, like bad influences, gangs. Every time you open a newspaper, every time you turn on the TV, you look at your social media, somebody's child is gone, like never coming back, you know what I'm saying? And you think about what happened with that life to make them feel like they were unworthy, that they had to go do something bad, that they fit in with this gang or this wrong crowd. You understand? Now, some children may not get the concept of the importance of math. Some may not understand why it's important to read literature and reading. However, music, art is a subject that everyone can relate to. Whether it be dancing, whether it be drawing, whether it be singing, writing poetry, what have you, it's an escape for our children. And to keep them and get them involved into after-school programs of that sort, to make them understand that they too have value, they too have something to give to this world. And I think that this program should be offered everywhere out here, because it starts as a child, it starts young. When they get to high school or what have you, sometimes it's too late, you know what I'm saying? It's too late. And I encourage parents also to push this into their children. My daughter plays the violin. She loves it. She loves the fact that she's responsible for her violin. You know, her classes. She wants to be good. She wants to be good. She wants to be great at what she does. And then that's just my job to let her know that takes dedication to be the next Mary Ben-Ari or whomever. Because she doesn't have to stay in Trenton with this talent. It can take her elsewhere. And that's why I also believe that this program needs much, much more exposure. That's it.
Hi, my name is Adam Peroni. I'm a born and raised Trentonian. I now run Code for Trenton, which is involved with technology, but I'm here right now with, I believe this is an arts, overall arts meeting about any given child, and an initiative supported by the Kennedy Center to hopefully bring up all the arts across all the grades in the city of Trenton and across the school district. So I'm really excited about this because my mom was an art major, so I grew up in the arts. I loved it. I think it's really neat. I can't draw for anything, but for the most part, I really think that creativity is strictly important to both learning well as to speaking well, to engaging well, to thinking about a whole bunch of ways that the community can come together around whether it be creative ideas or whether it be really interesting stuff that's going on in schools.
Yo quiero apoyar a todos los niños de todas las comunidades y a los padres de que se animen a apoyar a sus hijos para que sus hijos saquen y demuestren lo que tienen dentro. Cada niño tiene algo especial en ellos mismos. Nosotros como padres debemos apoyarlo y ayudarlo a que ellos hagan lo que ellos quieren. Y la forma de hacerlo es ayudando a las escuelas para que hagan más programas, sea de música, de baile, de todas las artes que haya, para que ellos, cada niño, tengan una idea de lo que quieren ser. Pero primeramente los padres debemos de apoyarlo, y participar más en las escuelas, ir cuando nos lo piden, para que ellos miren el apoyo que nosotros los padres tenemos hacia ellos. También me gustaría que todas las escuelas tengan todo con igualdad, todos los programas, no en una más que en otra, sino en todo lo mismo. Para el desarrollo físico y mental de nuestros hijos. Debemos de apoyarlos siempre, para que ellos se sientan confiados en ellos mismos y cuando estén grandes puedan decir yo lo hice y se sientan ellos orgullosos de sí mismos, porque es muy importante que ellos confíen en ellos mismos y debemos de seguir asistiendo a todas las actividades de las escuelas para que ellos miren el apoyo que nosotros tenemos hacia ellos. Yo me siento muy orgullosa de mi hija cada día que ella llega a la casa diciendo, mami, me aprendí esta canción, y yo miro el anhelo de con que ella lo hace, y me gustaría que nada más no fuera la mía que me dijera eso, sino todo lo de la comunidad, todos los niños que participen en todo. Gracias.
Hello everyone! How's everybody doing today? Alright, well, we have a lot of songs to do for you, but we're not going to do them all. We're just going to do the two that everyone loves. Some of the kids that are on the stage really want to do the other song, but we're going to save those until another time. Because, you know, it's getting late. So we're only going to play Mambo and Three Little Birds, okay? And here goes the side of Mr. Brown. Okay. Ready? So, since you love Mr. Brown, everyone's still going to smile for me, right?
students prepare. And then I also want to thank the Kennedy Center for their support and the volunteers that are here to support this initiative. This is something, and I speak on behalf of all the board, that's very important to the board, and I think that we couldn't do this without you. And we support you, and we appreciate it, and we appreciate having you as partners. The last thing that I'll leave you with is that, unfortunately, we don't have the press here to cover this, but we'll make sure that we'll get a press release out. But please tell your friends, tell your kids' friends, tell the community that this is here for them. This is something that we're doing in a district that's very positive, and we want to see other folks come out here and take advantage of this wonderful program. So thank you very much. I think we're going to...
La traducción del señor Jason Pérez, el presidente de la Junta Educativa del Distrito Escolar de Trenton. Él quiere darle las gracias a todo el mundo que ha venido hoy, a los representantes del Centro Kennedy, a los profesores, a los voluntarios, claro, y a ustedes especialmente por haber tomado el tiempo para venir esta noche, ustedes y sus familias. No tenemos la prensa aquí esta noche, pero por favor, vamos a emitir un mensaje para la prensa que vamos a publicar, pero por favor, comuníquense con sus familiares, con sus amigos. Déjenles saber que nosotros estamos aquí para apoyar las familias, las comunidades, nuestros estudiantes en Trenton. De nuevo, gracias por estar aquí esta noche. No se olviden de terminar de hacer la encuesta de las 2 preguntas, y él le da las gracias de parte de todos los miembros de la Junta Educativa a todos los que han venido esta noche y participado en este curso. Gracias.